Hey, what's up everyone? Ryan here, and I'm back with another College Football 25 Kentucky Dynasty Mode Series video. So today, we are in week 6 of year 5 in this Dynasty. The year is 2028, and this Kentucky Wildcats team has had a rough start to this season. We're sitting 2-2. We are 0-2 in the Southeastern Conference. We lost to Texas a couple weeks ago. And then last week, that was in Texas. And then last week, we lost to South Carolina in Lexington, Kentucky in a heartbreaking loss, to say the least. But this season is far from over. Yes, are we out of the conference championship? There's about a 99% chance we cannot play in the SEC championship game. But if we win out, we can still make the college football playoffs, everybody. So yes, we're ranked number 15 in the nation when we were ranked number 1. Today, we face off against FAU, who's 3-1. They're 1-0 in their conference, and this is not going to be an easy game. Yes, we should beat them by 30 or 40 points, but our team has not been playing up to the hype yet. We're 94 overall. FAU is 82 overall. We have to get it back today. I want to crush FAU today, everybody. Get your one-times ready. Get your hype ready. This season is not over. We are going to battle back for the college football playoffs. Now, I've showed you the schedule multiple times in the series. We have an insane SEC schedule this year, and we close out the season against Georgia, our final SEC game, and then we, of course, had the Governor's Cup at the end against Louisville. So, yeah, this season after FAU just takes off, and it does not let up. So, we better be ready. Now, just like always, going to go through the matchup preview, take a look at the updated top 25, the Heisman watch, and then dive into the game. I have timestamps for you all in the video description, just like always. You can see the game start timestamp at the bottom right of the screen right now. So feel free to go ahead and jump to the game if you want to go ahead and do that. But if you all get some enjoyment, drop a like. It really helps the channel. Subscribe for more. I love this series so much. Thank you all for being a part of it. And there is plenty other career mode content you could tune into. I'm having a blast with the MLB The Show 25 series right now, so check it out, and I cannot wait for College Football 26. It will not be long until that game comes out. But taking a look at this week 6 matchup, one that we really need. It is in Lexington, Kentucky. We just lost at home against South Carolina, but we're going to crush FAU. We're 94 overall. They're 82 overall, but they're not a bad team. They don't have as much speed as us, and we should be able to throw all over them, but you just never know what's going to happen on Heisman, right? We found that out this entire year with the new sliders that we have. And yeah, the sliders are a bit intense, but hey, I'm here for the challenge. We won 4 national championships in a row, so hey, I'm okay with it. And our impact player, you better believe it, Elijah Schooler. The freshman has dominated. He had an incredible game last week, and he continues to dominate. And what about generational talent Dan Honeycutt, everybody? What a year Dan Honeycutt is having. The sophomore receiver, along with the quarterback, the junior quarterback, Stephen Bullock. We have a lot of talent on the offensive side, and they're performing up to the hype. Our defense has a lot of talent, but besides Elijah Schooler and Tim Rooks in our defensive line, nobody else is playing up to the hype just yet. So, moving on to the top stories here. NC State, number 4 now, will be taking on the Clemson Tigers in Clemson in a big rivalry matchup this week. And wow, congrats to NC State. They're having a much better year this year than last year. It's nice to see them in the top 5 there. And then another matchup. You got number 13 Michigan against number 17 Northwestern. Northwestern is having a great year. If they can go into the big house and take down Michigan, that would be electric if they actually can pull that off. But I've played there before this game a few times, and oh my, playing in the big house is absolutely insane. You all want to be entertained? Go to the description, check out the Road to Glory playlist for College Football 25. And Season 1, make sure you watch the episode, the Michigan episode. And it is something special. Watch quarterback Rhett Gamer as a freshman playing in the big house for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. It is an entertaining video, to say the least. So yeah, the big house is kind of insane. And last week, Texas had a matchup they really needed to win, and they fell short. So interesting enough, Texas takes down us in Texas, and then they go on to lose the next week, and then they go on to lose the next week. They lost to Arkansas in Arkansas. It just shows it does not matter who you're playing in the SEC on the road. Anybody can win. Any road team can win. I don't care if they're much worse overall than you. Arkansas takes down Texas. Texas beat us and then dropped 2 games in a row. That's college football, and I think that's what this game does such a great job replicating. But wow, congrats to Arkansas. I think we play them, don't we? Oh no. And look at this. LSU's wide receiver, they get a big win and 8 catches, 158 yards, and 4 reception touchdown for Dennis. That is absolutely unreal there for the LSU receiver, and they had a big win. And here's your look at the updated top 25. The big change is, of course, this is Kentucky Wildcats team. We moved well down, but USC takes the number 1 spot, Georgia number 2, Oregon 3, NC State, Florida, Virginia Tech, Stanford, Oklahoma State, Illinois, Alabama, Notre Dame, Penn State, Michigan, LSU, and then Kentucky at that 15 spot. You got Colorado, Northwestern, UMass, Ole Miss, Texas, who dropped big time, Clemson, Syracuse, Iowa, South Carolina, and Tulsa. Now, I actually think South Carolina deserves to be higher on this list because what they've done so far this year, they've dominated, and they went to Lexington and took down this 94 overall Kentucky team. So I would move up South Carolina a little bit more, but I guess they want to see them win one more game. But yeah, hey, the pressure's off now. No longer are we the number 1 contender now, right? So the pressure's off, and maybe our team will play better with less pressure. I mean, we won 4 national championships, and maybe it was just too much pressure to win a 5th. But let's move on to the Heisman watch here. Now, this is big. This is the big one, everybody. Dan Honeycutt is up there number 2 now, but the quarterback from Georgia, Ryan Puglisi, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name correctly, but he actually passed Dan Honeycutt on the Heisman watch list. Interesting enough, because Dan Honeycutt just had 5 receptions, 145 yards, and 2 reception touchdowns. And don't get me wrong, the Georgia quarterback had an incredible game. 34 for 43, 418 yards, and 3 pass touchdowns. But you got to think of what Dan Honeycutt has done this entire year. He's going to break a record. So I want to see Dan Honeycutt move all the way up on that list. And I do want to point out, look at Michael Turner here on the list. Stephen Bullock, the quarterback for Kentucky, did move off of this list. Was number 2 with Dan Honeycutt number 1. You can see it change dramatically. 2 Georgia players are now. But I mentioned Michael Turner because if you watch the Road to Glory series here on the channel with Rec Gamer, he finished out his career at LSU for his senior year. And Michael Turner was one of the receivers, and this receiver is incredible. So it's cool to see him up there at number 3. Matt Hardy, a wide receiver from Georgia, number 4. And then Creed Spiegel from Maryland, a sophomore quarterback, they're making the list as well. It's very interesting to me that Stephen Bullock actually moved off of this list. I don't think he had a terrible game. It wasn't great, don't get me wrong, but I still feel like he put up a lot of yards. We had that interception, right? But I don't know. I don't think it was bad enough to move off of the Heisman watch list. But it is time, everybody. FAU coming in to Lexington, Kentucky to face off against the now number 15 Kentucky Wildcats. And FAU, you better believe, has a lot of confidence. They know this Kentucky team has lost 2 games in a row. But listen, we're going to be playing with a different fire this week. So I do want to point out Jerry, the personal trainer for the team, the conditioning coach, the assistant defensive coordinator. He took over basically the entire practice routine this week. Ryan Gamer stepped back, just focusing on the offense, and Jerry took over. It was the hardest week of practice I have ever seen, and hopefully this team is ready because I could not imagine what next week is going to look like if we lose today's game. Without further ado, Week 6 matchup. We've lost 2 in a row. The Florida Atlantic Owls against the Kentucky Wildcats. Big Blue Nation is upset, don't get me wrong, but Big Blue Nation is also not worried. Very loyal fan base. They're not giving up on this Kentucky Wildcats team. We are wearing the all blue today. Let's see what they're wearing. Let's give them some red. Do they have red pants? Yes, they do. That's actually perfect. And is the playbook set? The playbook is set. And let's play some football, everybody. Nothing to lose here. We've already lost 2 games in the SEC. Let's get back on track this week and dominate.
Welcome to Lexington, Kentucky, the Bluegrass State and home to the Kentucky Wildcats. And Big Blue Nation has turned out, revved up, and ready to go. We have a ranked versus unranked battle coming up here, and you know how chaos can ensue if they start smelling an upset. As we'll see, the winners of 3 straight, the Florida Atlantic Owls, taking on the 15th ranked team in the land, the Kentucky Wildcats. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going.
Big Blue Nation is ready. I'm ready. Are you all ready, YouTube? We are UK. Come on, team.
Kentucky ready to go toe meets leather and start this game.
I do want to point out, Jerry has challenged the defense. If we don't force 2 turnovers today, the team has to run 140-yard dashes at the end of this game. The entire team and the offense too, so wake up.
The Atlantic Owls return team will have that offense backed up. And here he comes, the guy who pulls all the strings in this attack.
I think what makes him so unique, he has such a good understanding of this
I'm going
offense.
to blitz them like crazy.
The answer is to the test.
Always in control. The receivers know they're going to get the football. Everybody believes in this dude.
Off the play fake on first down.
Yes! Storm Livings. A storm up the middle. Come on.
What a great way to start this game. And one of the reasons this defense has been one of the most dominant units all season long, they can get pressure on the quarterback with guys like that. They've got better athletes than you've got up front, and you saw it early in this game.
The announcer just said we've had the most dominating defense in the nation. We are the worst defense in college football.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place.
But Storm Livings, he was supposed to be a bust, and wow, he has not been.
A little screen to the running back.
Good tackle, Andres Robledo.
Pick up to put them in position to pick up a first down.
One of the things
I am
about
still
this offense
blitzing.
is they're very versatile in their passing attack. They throw to receivers and tight ends, and the screen game is big as well. This guy is a weapon, and you're seeing that here early.
Pocket starts to collapse.
Yes! Look at the intensity, everybody.
Sacked at the 7.
There's a big mismatch between their offensive line and our defensive line. Send the pressure. I don't think they can handle it. We're going to do that all day. Lexington, Kentucky, 5-star athlete. Our first 5-star we landed was Kyle Kendricks. I think Storm Livings, he was a bust, but he's not a bust.
Too many bodies in that backfield for the QB to make anything happen.
That really makes me feel better, right? The 11th toughest place to play it did not look like that last week. Should never have returned that, but we got a yard.
So the Kentucky Wildcats offense.
Trayvon Drayton's had a down year. He's had a lot of wear and tear already. He has not looked great out there, but in his defense, the defenses we face this year, our offensive line can't handle.
And they've got it. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. A lot of head-to-head battles, linebacker versus.
But we can handle FAU.
Yeah, tackling him in space, but also covering him out of the backfield. These two dudes are going to be.
And I did make some changes to the playbook. I did make some changes to the playbook and some of the recommendations, so hopefully that'll help.
He's looking to throw. Grabbed in the middle. It's Guerrero. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down.
Look at Guerrero, another sophomore receiver, generational talent.
Going to try and get this receiver involved and get him involved early. So here they are, just finding an easy completion.
Look at Chris Stacy. What a tackle.
But they just want to get this guy lathered up and get him.
He just got his world rocked.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, you clearly want to.
Okay, let's go level switch.
Run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
Looking to throw on second down.
What a route by Sands.
The stop is made, but this offense is
okay, we're looking like a ball team right now, everybody. We are not looking like the team who played against South Carolina, even though offensively we were good, though.
Field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
Number 65. Number 65 just missed a block.
Listen, I know there are a lot of DBs out there that all they want to do is get interceptions and dance.
I love this to Guerrero or Dan Honeycutt.
His face in the fan, get close to the line of scrimmage and tackle. And on the opening drive that he's out there, he
yes! Look at that hustle. Pure speed. We have way more speed than them, and we showed it right there. Out on U of K, baby.
Like that can get the offense out of just about any situation.
There ain't no doubt. He can roll right, he can roll left, he can do whatever he wants.
Our offensive lineman was tackling Stephen Bullock. They're a little excited, right? I love it. They had an intense week of practice, so they're pretty fired up.
Good luck stopping this cat.
Yeah, good luck stopping Stephen Bullock. He just has too much speed to get away there. Now, if that was Texas or South Carolina, with their speed that we just faced, yeah, we were done for.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic.
We need this game so bad. Like, I am so proud of our athletic director, right? I guess your athletic director picks the schedule. Our athletic director came through because having those two SEC games, if we played like an SEC matchup after it, we could have lost out. But, you know, it's important to realize, and I've said this, I think, every year. We've had success, but we've won the close games. But as I've always said, you can just as easily lose those close games. When you have an SEC schedule, you're always going to have a tough matchup. And anybody can win on any given day, right? Any given Saturday. So, like, yeah, it's just the way it is. You got to be ready.
So you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David,
we have not
too
been
predictable that last drive. They got to do
That's a great
something
jet
here
sweep.
to get this
Wow.
defense on their heels.
Looked like holding, but
He's run out of bounds.
What do I know?
Big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Florida Atlantic races to the line.
And that is exactly why you stick to running the football. Haven't had a lot of success.
their quarterback has Phil General, so they know we're in cover 2 there, so we need to start running coverage shells. But we should have had somebody right there.
I love the offense sticking to the run. Nice job getting the first down.
Huh.
Some misdirection with the
That's an
counter.
incredible tackle.
And a
Matthew
nice
Horn
solid
comes
pickup
from the
there
edge,
before
makes
defense
that
wrestles into
that
the
play. I'm
ground.
going to blitz him.
Third and short now. They snap it from their own 46.
Yes! Kyle Kendricks does it again.
Florida Atlantic will
This
send
is
the
a
punt
different
unit onto
defense,
the
yeah.
field. This will be the second
You could
time
say it's
they've had to
Florida
kick it
Atlantic,
away.
but no, you can't. Look what Toledo did against us. And who was the other one? Was it
On
Ball
his way
State?
back
No,
to
it was
the
Kent
20.
State.
Pretty solid
Kent State and
coverage
Toledo
there,
look like the
stopping at
greatest
46.
offenses ever. Yeah, let's do a PA flood.
Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. On that last drive, defense had no idea what was happening, run or pass, and it wound up in the end zone, Jesse.
Okay, Chris
Yeah, you
Stacy
saw the
just caught that.
experience
He
in this
got
offense that last
crushed,
drive,
but
too,
what a
with that
catch.
touchdown. Everybody on the same page. These guys have repped these plays over and over in practice and in games, and it's working.
Sanders wide open. We have a new tight end for next year, the senior. We've seen him grow every year. What a talent he's been for this
It's
team.
first and 10 from the 38-yard
Okay,
line.
I'm looking at a play action
Look at the first down
touchdown.
on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like because that route changes.
That is
And he's got it
perfection.
inside the
That is the
30-yard line.
improvement of our junior quarterback now. Stephen Bullock is so accurate this year. He has missed some throws, don't get me wrong, but much more accurate than last year. Do y'all like the difference of this team this year? We are a complete different team.
And the Wildcats have it with a first and 10.
I don't like the losing record,
They're
but
looking to pass from the red zone. And it's caught.
Dan
Touchdown,
Honeycutt. Cuts like
This
honey. You
offense is
can't
top
guard
10
him.
in the country in points
Not with a
per
good
game
quarterback.
because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses
Listen.
all year long.
I accept most responsibility for our losses. Like, let's be honest. I threw that interception late game, hit the wrong button last game. We could have won it. We could at least send it in overtime. And I didn't make the best decisions
Lining
calling
up to tack
plays,
one more onto that
offensively
lead.
or defensively. And I wanted to change that. I'm calling different plays on offense. I'm mixing it up
And the
more. I
extra
changed the
point will
playbook
tack
around.
another one
Like,
onto this lead.
I want to win. When I see those losses, we have a 94 overall team. I don't care if it's Heisman. We were Heisman last year, and I don't care that the sliders are a little bit harder. A little bit might be an understatement, but like, I have to take a lot of the blame because it is me at the end of the day as the head coach. So I got to put my players in better positions to win games. And we've done that today.
How about that? I know Kevin and those guys
I am blitzing them like crazy.
Florida Atlantic has the ball back, and the offense will try to put together a drive. To say this
I tell you, Texas and South Carolina made us mad.
Understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate.
I missed that tackle.
Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an
Yeah, they're going to hurry up against us a lot. I'm fine with that.
It's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the
Force them
world.
to throw an interception. Remember, 2 turnovers and they run 140s at the end of this game, even if we win by 40. What a tackle. Elijah Scholar and Tim Brooks are insane. Like, our defensive talent is off the charts. I know our secondary has not lived up to the expectations, but our defensive line has.
You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way.
Look, Tim Brooks, like, amazing. I'm running the same play.
Gain of 1 to the 22. The play action fake. Coming after it.
I cut out the primary route they were looking for, and if I don't read that, that's an easy first down.
And how nice is it?
Stephen Bullock is 6 for 6.
Going absolutely bananas.
Is he mad?
Communication is harder. The snapping the football.
You better believe it.
On time, man. This crowd really affecting the football.
This whole team is furious.
Just needs a crack to get a return.
Imagine if Dan takes that back. He's already had a couple punt returns in his young career. Jet sweep. Is this the Sands? Oh boy, they better watch out.
Blue offense takes the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so
He's got great speed. I probably should have cut that up.
They had a great drive.
You notice how there's different plays showing in the recommended, and there's still some of the same plays on there, right? I still kept them on, but I changed it up so that if I do go with recommended, it's not always the same plays every single time. But I was called the same plays. That's why the AI was late games, why they were picking up on it, and partly why I threw that interception. Mostly because I hit the wrong button. But
Guys, that's the end of the quarter.
you mean the 2 wide receivers wide open that you were trying to throw it to? Well, the one, R1 or L1, I can't remember what it was. R1 or L1. Wide open. And of course, you know what's so frustrating about that? Every time I hit the wrong button, it's always like to the worst spot imaginable. Like, I wish I'd hit the wrong button and it would be to, like, you know, somebody out of bounds.
Second down here as they go back to work after the break.
I mean, I could just not hit the wrong button. It's tough in this game because, like, I don't know. There's just it switches a lot. You have the question marks that pop up. I know it was a home game, but
he's looking to throw.
This game's intense.
He's got his man.
Let's go, Saints. Like, yeah, I don't think there's another sports game that is this nerve-wracking.
How about the arm strength by the QB?
Just
that was
awesome.
an absolute.
I'm looking at Honeycutt here for a touchdown.
Wants to throw on first down. Moving away from
I had to do that.
And not much
I was just hoping that it wasn't going to be intentional grounding. Yeah, it was close. I'm going to flip the play. I'm looking at Dan here.
Throw it away and live to play another day.
He's looking for a man on second down.
We had both receivers open there, Guerrero, the decoy, and also Dan Honeycutt. Thank you all for pointing out that this season I've ran a lot of the same plays, and I'm not doing that today. The AI picks up on that, especially on Heisman. Defensively, I was doing the same thing as well.
Still thinking touchdown. Dances away. Outside the pocket.
Guerrero, you legend. He literally just stood there, waiting for me to see it, and I finally saw it. I'm doing an RPO, believe it or not.
Exactly where to go with the football and at what exact time. The timing could not have been better. They get the completion on third down, setting up.
Nobody was open. The pass was not open. That's the last RPO rerun, right?
That linebacker was a heat-seeking missile, and the heat that he sought was the ball carrier.
Yeah, great job, great feel. Linebackers are making all the calls in the defense and understanding when I need to come through that gap and come through with bad intentions. Those guys are usually 245 pounds of heat-seeking missile.
Nice catch on the side.
Better throw to the inside. That's a touchdown. He just, the running back had to turn, and that's rough. Okay.
I got to be able to trust you in the pass game.
Drive under. This, I know this. So this, it's R1. This is the play from last week. This is the interception play. I was trying to throw it to RB. I hit A. So I mixed up A and RB here at the beginning, and we lost. But that's what I was trying to do. Makes it even more painful, right?
No
Such a simple play.
For these guys as they push out the lead in week 6. Man, he didn't just put it on his numbers. If he were throwing it at a front porch, he would have put that right in the keyhole. What a precise pass.
Right in the keyhole, right on the button, right on the face mask, whatever it was. Great throw, great timing. Nice
Stephen Bullock took a shot. What a throw. 21-0. Take that, Florida Atlantic. I'm sorry. Hey, FAU fans out there, I'm sorry. We're not mad because of you. We're not mad at you. We're playing mad because of Texas and South Carolina.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons.
We still haven't forced any turnovers. I do want to point that out. I know you all are tracking that. How's Jerry feeling on the sidelines? He's not impressed.
From 10 yards out.
What about those 4 and outs, coach, is what the players come over and say.
25-yard line.
What about those turnovers?
The Florida Atlantic offense will return
or lack
to the
thereof, right?
They
Pressure
just
them
haven't been
like
able to get
crazy.
anything going, and they better get started or it's going to get away from them, David.
Yeah, and these are the weeks that you really wish that you were playing a video game and you could just reset.
You wish you were playing a video game. Yes, I told you this is real, everybody.
Make something better happen early.
They just look like they're sleepwalking in this first half, and it's not just one guy. They just haven't been playing collectively as a unit. And if I'm the head coach, I'm considering starting to give some other dudes some chances here.
Buying some time.
Matthew Horn, everybody. We had 3 sacks. Good week of practice. Good play calling. Good pressure leads to good plays on Saturday.
Putting pressure, getting him on the ground. Not something they've been good at throughout this season.
Edge blitz. I blitz them every single time.
They've already racked up big sack numbers. It's starting to snowball, and they are ready to go again.
What a throw. Andres Robledo. Okay. Robledo, he's been really struggling this year. Don't get me wrong, he's made some pretty good plays, but
spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Got his man on the right.
Good tackle.
And that will go backwards.
And I also noticed watching it back, I've been trying to strip the ball too much, and I missed so many tackles. So I'm going back to conservative tackles. I got away from what was successful for this team.
On the draw play here.
There we go.
Makes the tackle at the
3rd and 6.
To pick up a 5 on the play.
Cover one hole.
Tempo here for the offense.
Timeout.
Timeout call by the defense. It's their first of the
So
half.
we're gonna mess up their quarterback. We're gonna mess up their quarterback. We're gonna show a cover 2. We're gonna show a cover 2, but we're gonna run a cover 3 hard flat.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down.
I think this will mess them up.
From the gun, wants to pass.
I can't guard both.
Open in the middle. They make the stop, but this passing game does.
That was such a good play call.
The sticks with the 1st down.
You can't guard both there. That's just a great play call.
The give out of the gun.
Good job. Good game tackling right there. Got to tackle as a team, something we have not done.
Last when they need 8 on 2nd down. They go to the ground.
As
one down to the 15. A 3rd and long coming up here.
Gonna man up.
From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the right. Makes the grab.
We had 2 defensive backs there. and nobody jumped up. I tried to turn into him and jump up, but he was already in an animation to intercept behind it. That is terrible.
In the red zone, they're probably going to run the football instead. They throw it, catch him off guard.
I've got no words.
Florida Atlantic comes to the line on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run.
I read that perfect. Oh my. Mayo just rocked his world.
Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal?
Play inside.
They'll try to power
Good
it
run.
in.
Good block by 79. Very good play call. That was a great offensive drive for them. Head coach did a great job. Or offensive coordinator.
Cut away at this lead.
No doubt. Needed something to go right. You're down. You got to
very good drive. I mean,
get your team back in it. Great start. Keep chipping away.
I could think of a couple plays I wish I could have back. That edge blitz, that cover 3 that they just picked apart, and yeah, good play calling.
Getting set for the point after.
They had the right play call, it seemed, for every single play there. Every single play, every alignment we had, it seemed like they had the right play picked.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Iowa is getting dominated today, and friends, the folks in Iowa City deserve better than this. No excuse.
Ooh, Iowa's getting beat 24 to nothing against Rutgers. We have not ran the 9-8 switch, the 9-8-6 switch yet.
For now, it's
and hey, WrestleMania tonight. This video is probably get posted Saturday afternoon. I guess probably 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on April 19th. WrestleMania will be about 6 hours away. Hope everybody has a great time watching WrestleMania.
Trying to burn this defensive back.
That's perfect.
Underneath toasted coverage. Got it deep.
You better believe I'm always watching WrestleMania.
Nice timing on that throw. Quarterback had to hold it, allow his receiver to work his route, but he threw it at the perfect moment so that he was able to make the catch inbounds right on the sideline.
The offense getting set for a first down from the
Sands,
45.
let's throw a bomb.
He's gonna pass.
That's what.
Going up top.
He got picked by his own man.
Touchdown, Wildcats!
You all were probably yelling at the screen. My initial read was him, and I looked away, and then I saw him in my peripheral vision. I'm like, he's gone, because he got picked on his own team. His own teammate, it looked like.
They do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They really
yeah, it's a great play.
Year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
I tell you, Sands and Dan Honeycutt are insane, but look at Stephen Bullock. 13 for 14, 235 yards, and 4 touchdowns. I didn't want to say it before the game, but I looked at their depth chart, and it is a massive mismatch in every single position, especially their secondary, their defensive line compared to our offensive line, their offensive line compared to our defensive line. But I didn't say anything because, well, you remember Toledo and Kent State, right? But yeah, I hope everybody had a great week and is having a great weekend. Happy Easter, everybody. Let's go. Easter weekend as well. Always one of my favorite weekends of the year.
These guys have taken some body blows.
And let's go defensive line here. I'm actually going to play Tim Brooks.
They got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right.
Maybe I should play on the line more.
At the 14-yard line.
Look at Tim Brooks dancing. I was on the line one time. I'm not going to play the line the rest of the game. That's 1 for 1.
Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground.
Usually when I turn into the line, they throw a touchdown pass, right? Or they throw it right where I would be at the linebacker position.
This pass rush has
I hope everybody has a great Easter, a great time with family. Hope you all get some good food at your Easter dinners. Just have a great weekend. It's a lot going on this weekend. You know, Easter, WrestleMania will be Saturday night and Sunday night. If you're a wrestling fan like I am, you'll be locked into the TV on WrestleMania weekend. Well, WrestleMania nights, Saturday and Sunday.
Takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
I don't know why I'm in man here, but I said play over top. That is why I'm in man. Robledo points over to Jerry, saying, "There's one, coach. There's one, baby."
And this defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception.
I told him to play inside, and Andres Robledo was sitting underneath. It's a good thing our defensive line got pressure, right? Oh, my.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming.
Tim Brooks did it again. That's all because of Tim Brooks. He drilled their quarterback as he was throwing. And Andres Robledo there, he struggled lately. He's had some good plays this year, but he looks right over at Jerry. Goes to the sideline, hands that ball to Jerry as well. There's one. And a touchdown. Does that count as bonus points? And I don't think it does. That's just 2 forced turnovers was the go.
And with the extra point,
35-7. Was I mad after last week? You better believe it. Was I mad? I'm finally playing up to the potential. This has been my only good game I've called this year, defensively and offensively. I got away from my game, and I learned that watching back the videos, studying my own film, right, and realizing that I have not been playing great, smart football. Clearly.
To grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is an opportunity. This is the biggest.
Like we should have beat Toledo and Kent State by 30. We did beat Kent State by 30, but they were winning at the first half by like 15.
If I'm playing quarterback, I'm locating my go-to guy.
The Toledo overall was actually really good.
Make me a play, maybe
85.
even 1-on-2. Who can go up, catch the ball, get us some yards, and get us some points.
Smart slide.
We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board.
Don't hold anything back.
Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive.
I'm going to beat Tim Brooks.
They'll try to get the first through the air.
I didn't get through. That's what I needed to be Storm Livings. I'm 1 for 2 on the line now. I just had to do it.
Pick up and they'll move the chains with the first down. Florida Atlantic goes to work with a fresh set of
I could have picked that off. That would have been right in my zone.
To the air on first down.
That was a brave move by their quarterback. I don't know what he was doing there. He should have just tucked it up and slid. That was so brave.
Instead of throwing it away and getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
Look at our line. They do look like they practice insanely hard all week, but to be fair, our line has been good. Like,
and this is why this team is losing this game right now. They cannot.
I should be in a cover 4 right now. What am I doing?
Sacked a bunch of times.
Well.
Almost got sacked right there. This guy doesn't have a chance with the way this offensive line is playing.
We almost got it. Their quarterback is running scared out there. We almost got another sack. I don't blame him. I'd be too. These guys are big and these guys are fast.
4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt.
That was our old punter.
And the return man reaches
Dan, what are you doing?
And down he goes.
I'm going to score another touchdown.
Kentucky
I'm sorry, FAU, but I'm upset.
Look,
they're pressing Dan Honeycutt. Okay. Good luck.
So far, Jesse. He tosses one high and deep down the left side.
We'll take a free touchdown, FAU.
He's got it at the 20. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him.
But it's about time we play up to our potential.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation.
Imagine pressing Dan Honeycutt when your speed, your fastest cornerback is 88 speed. Imagine. Imagine pressing Dan Honeycutt. That is something they need to fix in the next game. I don't care who you're playing against. There are 16 seconds left. Well, to be fair, they probably thought we were going to run the clock out, right? Never mind. Were they expecting us to throw a long bomb up 41-7 at the half?
And the extra point
almost missed that. That's a fair point, right? But they do need, defenses need to honor speed more. They need to pay attention to the defensive coordinators on the other side. They need to pay attention to the receiver there. And if they find themselves pressing there against a player with the platinum ability to break a press with 99 speed, no. You have to audible, right? Like, the AI does not do a good enough job in that. In real life, nobody would ever do that. I say that. But in the playoffs last year, who was it who... There's a team that did this and pressed at the end and lost because of it. I think it was Arizona State. Yeah, I think it was Arizona State. I think that's how Texas won, right? Wasn't it Texas who beat Arizona State? And it was, they ended up, instead of running a zone, it was like, it was 4th and 18 in overtime, I think, or something, 4th and long, 4th and 20 maybe. It might have been 4th and 15, but they pressed and they ran man and they ran a full-on blitz, and they did not run a zone. But they could have won if they would have ran a cover 3, cover 4, no blitz. The play worked for Texas because, I mean, Texas quarterback did a great job reading that. But yeah, that was crazy. So you do see it in real life sometimes, but that's not a good example. That was overtime in real life, but yeah, this was not. See you in the second half.
Saturdays, he's going to be playing on Sundays. The kid has different gears. He has a knack for finding gaps in the defense. And I can't remember a college player with that kind of catch radius. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Old Commonwealth Stadium and Kroger Field.
Let's do this, everybody. Come on. Dream first half. Like, now we just run a little bit. You know, we may pad the stats a little bit for Dan Honeycutt. We can celebrate. Now, we do need one other turnover, right? I don't think Jerry's forgot about that. Look, I said run the football, and look.
Looking to go up top on first down.
When I say run the football,
There were very big
I mean, let's do both. 310 passing yards, 5 touchdowns.
With that last catch, he's now got over 1,000 yards receiving on the year.
Wait, Dan has over 1,000 receivers, 1,000 yards receiving. This is his 5th game.
This is going to be a big key for him, David. With
it's kind of a big deal.
Second half, running the football, right? Staying on the field and bleeding the clock.
Yeah, run the football. You're ahead. You can be a little bit more conservative.
I trust Stephen Bullock fully, and it shows that trust right there. A ball you should never throw. But wow, did we?
With that last completion, he's now over 300 yards past.
That's nuts.
Jet sweep to the edge.
That could be a touchdown. Nope, but great speed. That's 98 speed there, 99 speed, something like that.
But not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
You know what's interesting?
Kentucky back at it with a fresh set of downs.
I wonder, well, I'm not even going to finish that sentence. I was going to say, I wonder if I would have called better plays if we would have been undefeated. Everybody's like, well,
take a big play. Sometimes you get
yes,
down
right?
yourselves and one play turns to 2. Nice job by this defense getting a sack, creating some momentum.
No.
Blasted as he lets it go. He makes a catch. And he'll go out of bounds, and this aerial attack just continues.
Yeah, you might say, why are you saying no? I hit the wrong button. Well, there's the first time in my career where I hit the wrong button. Maybe I hit the right button. I think that that ball. I will tell you who I was throwing it to. You see that double coverage, Guerrero? You see number 12? You see Guerrero out there who's not open whatsoever? Yeah, that's who I was throwing it to. Yeah, there's that. So that's who I was throwing it to. I don't know if this was because we got hit. I think that ball was going to number 12. I did not think I hit the wrong button, but Dan Honeycutt just goes and gets it. Look at Sands. Look how open number 19 is. Like, look at him. Look how open. I was looking at Guerrero the entire time, and luckily we took a shot. That ball would have been intercepted. Double coverage out there. Look. But Dan Honeycutt just like, oh, I'll take it. That's so sick. And we got lucky. I'm actually going to take a couple screenshots here, and we're going to dominate the rest of this game. You know, I do want to say I feel bad for this FAU team. Like, we're taking out all of our anger and frustrations on this poor Florida Atlantic team, and like it's not their fault. It's not on the Florida Atlantic Owls. It's on Texas and South Carolina And we're taking out all of our frustrations to prove to everybody that we do deserve to be in the top 25, and we can still win a national championship.
And you see it here again.
I'm sorry to FAU, right?
They ripped off a huge chunk, and now a little chunk is needed to pay it.
Trayvon Drayton still got it, everybody.
And the pummeling has started.
Look at him. Look at him. Wave for the fence. Come on.
Widens the gap.
Take a little exhale. You know, you did your job. You got points.
We look like a different team and made some modifications to the playbook, have made better decisions defensively and offensively, and realized we are the much better team, so let's play like it for once. We should have blew out multiple teams this year, not Texas or South Carolina, but we should have blew out Toledo and especially Kent State. And, you know, you don't show up, you're not going to win games. Well, we did win.
Check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. Georgia State is trailing right now, but I'm not ready to say this team is out of it. Not
Good
after the way
tackle.
this group has rallied around that coach. It really has been something to see. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Louisiana. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
Fires into traffic.
Number 2, Storm Livings is going to run straight to the sideline. Give that ball to Jerry. Number 2. It wasn't him who made that play. So did you all see? I turned into him and went and got that ball. It was Norman who made that initial play. No, it wasn't Norman. It was Dylan Rowe. What a hit. And then I turned into Storm Livings, right? Let's see what I turned into. Wait, I made that play. I did not know that was me. I made that play. Let's go. And then I turned into Storm right there and went and got that football. That's number 2. No 140-yard dashes. Jerry's fired up on the sideline. Don't you all worry. Kentucky football is back.
DBs, linebackers, all covering the middle of the field. So many guys over the middle of the field trying to take
I know some of
away.
you saying, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. The schedule's insane. I know. Not afraid of anybody.
And that hand separates from the ball. I'm breaking on it. You could tell.
What
They
a
had a beat
block
on
by
it.
Tremaine
Nice cut,
Stack.
Nice instincts. Give me that INT.
Are you all thinking what I'm
Nice job
thinking?
there by the running back. They toss it to him, and he's able to kind of weave his way for a very good gain for this offense.
They'll run play action. Fires and picked off. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And that's just excellent coverage. Man, cover one. Nowhere.
Is he wave? Oh no, he did not just mock us. Our team did like that wave celebration, and then he intercepts it and does it. They're down 49-7.
He throws it, unfortunately, gets the interception. Bad decision by the QB there.
Well, that's. Oh, you all think what I'm thinking? I'm sure nobody was thinking an interception. No, I'm sure you all were. You were like, oh no, Ryan. I know what's coming this time. That's on me. What was I
One
doing?
good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a run.
Strip it,
Yeah, or
Ryan.
find him an easy handoff. Just hand the
I'm so
football
mad
off,
at
make it
myself
go
because
around
our
the end
quarterback
zone,
is
maybe
having a
jumpstart this offense.
generational day, a historical day, and I just ruined it. I didn't ruin it, but I don't know. It was not open, and I threw it anyways.
He's
And
looking to throw.
what was number 24 doing?
Behind the line of scrimmage. They'll
24?
lose
You
yards
ever
on
caught a football
They
before?
try to spin it out
What
to
in the
running back
world
on
was
the
that?
perimeter of the field. You saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though. How quickly they were able
Play
to
the
get
sticks.
him back and get him down for a big loss.
On third down, he drops to throw. He'll take the deep shot. Oh, and he gets down.
That's too deep for me. I'm guarding that underneath route, and I was hoping he would have threw it, but that was a good throw by the quarterback. Good
Well, how about
read.
the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in
I
the
stopped
game a couple
blitzing them, but we're up
shorter throws,
49-7.
just trying to suck those
Like,
safeties closer to
it's
the line of
fine,
scrimmage,
right?
anticipating
Oh, no, running
that
back's
they would
wide
get an
open. Oh, no, he's
opportunity
not.
to take a shot. They
Good
called the
tackle.
perfect
Norman,
play
come on.
at the perfect time right there.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center nowadays in football. You can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Good tackle. Come on, that's Rhodes. We have so much young talent in our secondary. Cover one hole. I'm going to man up. Tell him to play inside. And I'm going to send Norman.
To then advance the football up the field, pick up a first down like they did right there.
Okay. Number 3.
Time today. And he's brought
So
down this
their
defense
quarterback
gets the ball back
was
to
like,
throw.
okay, one-on-one on the outside. He forgot that our defensive backs have great speed, and their receivers do not have great speed. He throws that up. As soon as he threw that, I'm like, well, that's an easy interception. Number 3. All right, let's run the football and chew clock, and that's going to be game,
Kentucky
everybody.
sends the offense back out onto the field.
Amazing.
And
You know,
boy,
this
they
we needed
missed an
this so bad.
opportunity last time
What a
throwing that
rough
pick in the
last
red
few
zone,
weeks.
David.
Very entertaining games, don't get me wrong, but very frustrating. You know, there were rumors. I saw a couple comments. I definitely saw one comment. I want to say I said 2. Well, you all said there's rumors that Dan Honeycutt's thinking about transferring. So we wanted to make sure we gave him the ball enough. When I heard the... what are they doing?
Receivers telling the quarterback what they see.
You don't audible with less than 10 seconds left. They jump off sides. That was a touchdown, and I should have just ran the play. Easy touchdown.
This offense has
We don't want Dan Honeycutt to transfer, so yeah, we're going to still throw.
Handoff from the gun.
Yeah, we've heard the rumblings.
Navigates that massive bodies and gets
Going to
4
take
out
that
to the
$4 million, $5 million nil deal, right?
Defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down.
If they add, I don't know how they're going to add the NIL deals. I feel like they're going to have to somehow because it's just such a big part of the game now. But, like, I don't know how they're going to execute it. It's going to, I don't know. It's getting a little out of hand, the NIL stuff. It's getting a little out of hand. There needs to be a lot more regulations on it and a specific time period. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of got a little out of hand.
Guys, that's the end of the quarter, and Kentucky has the lead.
Like, I'm all for the name, image, likeness. These players getting paid for their name, image, and likeness 100%. But, like, there just needs to be more rules and regulations on the time period when you can transfer. Like, there's too many transfer periods. It's just, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't even know how to describe. I don't know how you fix it, right? But
now is they're ready to go back to work.
Well, and like players not wanting to play in the playoffs, players not wanting to play in bowl games because of it. Like, I don't know.
He's looking to throw. Got his man downfield. They make the stop, but the sweet rolling catches.
Power roll.
Give him a first
But a
down.
lot of that is just the transfer periods, right? I think if they tighten up the rules there,
Here's the handoff.
I think that would help. But
And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground.
just keep running it.
And the defense doing a great
Yeah,
job.
it's just interesting to see how they're going to add that into the next game.
To run like this, obviously, you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Creates a little room.
Oh, yeah, he's still got it, everybody. Did you see that breakout speed? No
And
touchdown,
finally
but
out of bounds after an
should we give him it?
explosive run
Yeah.
by this ball carrier.
Let's give him the ball.
Kentucky will
Oh,
come to
he's
the
out.
line with
Okay.
first and goal.
We'll call a timeout after the time runs down, right? Hey, we are getting him a touchdown. You get the ball down that
They'll
far,
immediately
you get a
call
touchdown. We're not giving that to the backup. I hate when I see that.
So close to cashing it in for this
Especially if
offense.
you play fantasy football and you see that happen, it just hurts. What a block.
Touchdown,
Number 65.
And the punishment has
Big
been
chop block.
extended. Boy, do they need that score. Gave them a little cushion as they try to put a stop to this two-game spot.
Points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot
Beautiful.
on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
Yeah, it is one of those stats games. 56-7. Where was this team in Toledo and Kent State? It took Toledo, Kent State, Texas, and South Carolina to get this team fired up, right? Yeah, it took 5 weeks.
No, you got to be able to
here into
finish
week
drives,
6.
especially in this game.
Pitiful.
If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can.
Somebody left a
trust
comment, said,
your guy.
Ryan,
I think
you should be
right
winning
back
by
in his hands
20
and
points
let him do his
minimum.
thing.
With
that's
this
just
team.
the kind of game it's been for this
Well,
quarterback in this offense. You got a great
you
game
play this
plan
game on
all week long.
Heisman.
You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to
You
have
just
a chance
never
to
know
light
what's
up
going to
the
happen,
scoreboard,
everybody.
but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give
Almost
this
number
defense
4.
a ton of credit. They've done a great job.
And the game
in
is
coverage.
nerve-wracking,
They've been breaking
right?
around
Like,
passes. They've
it's...
had their number, and that's why
Yes,
they're
the
winning by as
overall,
much as they
we are the best team. Like, this game is nerve-wracking. It's tough. It has really good composure system. We play on the road. It's insane. And you just never know what's going to happen. So, like, just because you're the better overall team does not mean you're going to crush a team. Sometimes you do. Good example right here. Sometimes you're the lower overall team when you crush a team, right?
And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man.
Just run it.
Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. There wasn't much need to throw it around on that.
We
last
needed this
drive
game
for the
so bad.
touchdown,
Thank you,
Jesse. They
YouTube,
got
for
it
not
done
giving
running
up
the
on
ball.
me. Maybe some of you did.
I don't think you have
Some
to
of you were probably like, this
overthink things,
season's
man.
over.
They can't stop you running it. Why would you
Ryan's
stop
lost his
handing it
way.
off? Just keep at it here on
Forgot
this
how to
drive.
call
Ryan,
football
if I'm the
games.
defense,
That's
I'm
fair.
making some changes. I'm bringing in more big bodies. I'm playing more aggressive towards
Okay.
the line of scrimmage. I am
Where
not
was this?
going to
Dude,
let
they got
them
their
have that
backups
kind
in
of
now. I
drive.
think they've just given up. We should have ran a lot sooner.
This team has the lead right now.
Look, we've heard the rumblings of Dan Honeycutt transferring. This one's for you, Dan.
100 yards in this game. They
Oh,
knew that they
no.
were going to have to really put a lot of pressure on him. He'd have to shoulder the load, and he has delivered for his offense all.
And he's forced out of bounds and missed his opportunity to get rid of the
Okay, I'm not throwing
football.
anymore.
Huge loss forced on the play.
I'm not.
You gotta
I'm
keep
not.
chasing and keep defending. You got
I don't. We
scrambling
don't talk
QBs
about
that get
this
outside
after
the pocket.
this game.
You got to keep defending.
don't
down
talk
the
about
field,
that
keep
play.
coverage on the wide receivers, and good job with pursuit drill, running them down, making them run out of bounds.
What a
and then
block!
bouncing them
Who
up
just
with
made that
great
block?
sack. Give me one of
Was
those.
that Tremaine Stack?
And he will
What?
finally go out of bounds after another
Now we
big
do an
gain,
X
and
slant.
they are
I am throwing again. I just can't help it.
cashing in with this running game. He's looking to throw. And the physical
You don't
play
see
there
Dan
forces
drop it
the
very much.
incompletion
That
on
might be the
first
first
down.
drop I've ever seen from
I'm a
Dan.
little bit surprised they're
Do we
still
have a
throwing the
play
football
action
here
to
this
Dan?
late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on
Like a
first
play
down,
action
taking a
slant?
shot, falls incomplete, but obviously
I don't want a goal
they're
line
still seeing
fade.
matchups they want to take advantage
I
of
just
the
want
back
a
end of
play
this
action
defense,
wide
so they're
receiver
letting it
in,
fly.
maybe.
Defense rose up deep in its
Yeah, that
own
could
end
work.
on that last play. Now a second and long coming.
Nope.
Getting some heat. And they got
Ryan,
him.
do you remember
They'll
when you
get
said
him
you
down
weren't
for
going to
the
throw it
sack.
anymore?
The offense right now is moving in the wrong direction. They weren't
I
able
say
to
that
get
a lot,
touchdown
don't
on
I?
that first down play. Now giving up a negative play on
We don't want
second
Dan
down. You better
Honeycutt
be
to
very
transfer. You
careful
all have
about
me
this third down
nervous.
play call.
On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks.
Okay, their defensive line just turned into the best defensive line in football.
They'll play it safe and try for 3. And he'll need a little distance and to bend it just
Imagine
right.
how
A
mad
41-yarder
FAU
from the
would
left
be.
hash.
We're up 56-7 with
Well,
less than
that's
3
just
minutes left.
piling on.
Listen,
Not the penalty
we're
count,
mad.
just the move.
And FAU happens to be the team we matched up against this week. I don't care if we played Georgia, we would have beat them by 40 today. Don't laugh. Don't you
They're
dare
really
laugh,
starting
you
to
two.
extend that lead
I
as they
think
get
we would have
ready
beat
to kick it away again.
Georgia. Did I say Florida? I meant Georgia. I don't know what I said, but Georgia.
And it'll come
I
out
think
to
we would have beat the
25.
Georgia
No
Bulldogs by
attempt at a return.
35 today. Yeah, don't
Florida
laugh.
Atlantic has
I
the
just
ball
truly
back,
do.
and the offense will try to put together a drive.
Watch.
Boy, 3
We're
and
going to
out
play
last
Georgia
time,
at the end of the
Davey. They'd
year,
like to be more productive
and
this
they're
time
going to
around.
absolutely
nothing really
crush us
clicked.
because I
No
said
rhythm,
that.
Got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here, Palmer.
Yeah, David,
We
bad
did it, everybody.
execution on
Thank
that
you for
last
not
drive.
giving
They
up
gotta
on this
take a
team. Maybe some of you
collective
did,
breath
but
and start
hey,
playing like a
Dan
unit.
Honeycutt has announced to Jerry on the sideline those transfer rumors, they
Dialing up the
were
second
not
down
real.
pass play.
He's a Kentucky Wildcat for life.
Working that left side now.
He said that some people on
He's there
YouTube
to
just
make
made it
the
up.
stop, but the damage has been done
that
as
was
they
you
pick up
all.
the first down on the throw and catch.
He's not
We've
happy.
reached the 2-minute warning, and we see miracles in college
And we
football
had 3
all of the
turnovers,
time,
so no
and
running
they could
40s
use
at the
one
end.
here.
Yeah, they
He
need.
wants to throw.
This is an impossible miracle. The
He's
announcer
got
said they
his
need a
man across
miracle.
the
Well,
middle.
this is impossible.
Really nice job there by both
If
guys
they
to
came
throw
back,
and the catch
it's
to
not
work that
possible.
defense and get the first
There's no
down.
if.
Florida Atlantic going back to work after moving the chains.
Poor Florida Atlantic. I feel sorry for the Owls today. Like, they just happened to face us on the day where we're just angry. It's like Notre Dame. When Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois, would they come back and play Purdue? And they beat Purdue by like 60. That was in the 2024 season in real life. They lost to Northern Illinois, and then they went out, I think it was Purdue, and they absolutely demolished them.
Still looking on the move.
That was an interesting throw. But yeah, they demolished them, and this is our breakout game. We didn't lose to Northern Illinois, though. Well, we almost lost to Kent State, number 4, baby! Take it to the house. Okay, Jerry's buying dinner tonight. Jerry's buying dinner for the whole team. 4 interceptions. Dinner's on Jerry. You all ate. YouTube's invited to Lexington, Kentucky, right? You all can show up. You know, Jerry will meet you here at Kroger Field and make sure you all are included as well.
We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like, just balance, rhythm,
exceptional
timing,
football, everybody.
call,
Do you want to win or do you want to lose? We want to win. Come on.
Great day today.
Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them. An absolutely dominating performance.
You've got to give the coaching staff a ton of credit. They obviously had their guys ready to play and motivated right from the opening kick. All 3 phases we saw, just spectacular football. No mental mistakes, David. You really can't play better than that.
Nah, and it's really fun to do this. Come out and just dominate opponents. Start from finish. Nothing to worry about. You just know you're better. You're going to do you, put up a bunch of points, and win by a lot of points.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
What a game. That is the perfect game for this team. That is the game that we needed. 59-7. I feel bad for FAU. But hey, it didn't matter who was on the other side today. They were going to lose. If this team plays like that, I don't care if we're playing the Georgia Bulldogs. Yes, I said it. I don't care who it is. They are going to get crushed by this Kentucky Wildcats team. I made one mistake at the quarterback position. And outside that, Stephen Bullock really had a perfect game. And that interception was all on me. But what a game. 534 total offense. 229 offense on the other side. That's the difference. Keep in mind, we've been putting up yards on the offensive side. Offense has not been the problem for this Kentucky Wildcats team at all. Defense has been the problem. We held FAU to 13 rushing yards and 216 passing. Big improvement for us. We finally rushed good this year. First good rushing game the entire year. 152 on 25 rushes, 382 passing yards. We did throw 1 interception. They threw 4 interceptions. Our team had so much success over these last 4 years forcing turnovers, minus year 2. But year 3 and year 4, we forced so many turnovers. We allowed a lot of yards, don't get me wrong, especially in year 3. But in year 4, we got so many turnovers. And here in year 5, we have not forced a turnover, I do not believe. And this is our first game, I think, that we forced a turnover, maybe our second. So like 4 turnovers. So no more, our team will not be running 140-yard sprints, and Jerry's buying dinner for the whole defense. They just made that deal on the field. So Stephen Bullock, 291 rating, 18 for 21, 382, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Shouldn't have counted. It was all on me. I don't know what I was doing. I got carried away, and as you all say, I'm good for 1 interception a game, right? Sometimes 2. It's true, though. Trayvon Drayton, 17 for 151, 2 touchdowns. He's back. You just have to limit his carries. And Dunbar did not get 1 carry this game. But look at this, everybody. Dan Honeycutt, hopefully your Heisman winner this year, dominated. 6 for 148, 2 touchdowns. But look at Sands, everybody. Devontae Sands, 5 for 135, 2 touchdowns. Incredible receiving core. Our offensive line deserves a lot of credit today. They dominated on the offensive line. I mean, on their defensive line. They were amazing. Now, defense, amazing, everybody. Like, look at the sacks. Tim Brooks, Matthew Horn, Storm Livings, Dylan Rowe had half a sack along with Kendricks as well. Now, interceptions. Mayo, Rhodes, Robledo, and Storm Livings. Everybody thought Storm was going to be a bust. He has been an absolute game changer for this Kentucky Wildcats team. He was a bust. Nobody wanted him. The Kentucky Wildcats took a chance on him, developed him into a superstar here. He's not very big, but wow, can he dominate. He's a storm there on the defensive side, right? That's never going to get old. But yeah, I'm going to pause the video, take a couple screenshots, and then we got recruiting after this. What a game. I needed that so bad, everybody. That is the game we needed. I played mad, I played focused, and I'm going to have that same intensity the rest of this year. We are not losing another game. I don't care who we play. We play Vandy next, right? I think we do. But hey, I'm ready for anything. Let's go into recruiting. Come on. We got a lot of recruits, everybody, already. We got Roy Loudermilk. He's going to have a lot of NIL deals. You better believe it. JJ Wake, the 5-star field general quarterback. 5-star gem with good speed as well. Alec Vaughn, the physical wide receiver 5-star gem. Logan Lampman, the speed rushing defensive tackle. Elijah Waters, the power right tackle. JJ Conrad, the agile right guard. And then Landry Chun, the 4-star gem left end speed rusher. And that's not it. Sean DeGier, the athletic power back, who could be very, very good for this Kentucky Wildcats team. We also locked in Rico Kaufman, the elusive halfback, who's not going to be a starter anytime soon. This is what I want to develop. You know, he could be the next Storm Living. So could Sean DeGier. I don't think they will start anytime soon, but I think they can develop into something special, and Sean could also be a fullback. We got 4-star Jim, a left guard pass protector, and we also locked in the tight end. Did we already? I guess we did that the week before. Tavares Hagg, the very speedy cornerback here, zone tendency, 98 speed. And then Freddie Brent, the left outside linebacker power rusher. And it's a good thing we locked these in, because keep in mind, we locked these in along the same week we lost to South Carolina. Our championship contender went way down. We locked them in before then, so thankfully. This recruiting class would have looked way different, right? Okay, so let's go through the rest of the recruits here. And I don't want to get carried away this year. I know I always do. Now, I think since this is a really good cornerback, and it looks like Georgia might actually lock him in, I am going to schedule... Oh, no. Imagine. No. I am not having him come to Georgia just to commit to Georgia. The odds of us winning that game are 99%. That's right. Oh, no. 99%, you heard me. Georgia's probably going to get him. They don't visit till week 11, though. Carl Marcus, the right outside linebacker, the power rusher with quick jump. Oh, my. And we are leading the way, and we're probably going to lock him in this week. We have a great, perfect hard sell there. Roland Brazil, the speed rushing defensive tackle. Texas is going after him, but I think we're going to lock him in. And we have so much offensive and defensive talent in this recruiting class. George Smelter, and we are leading the way. A left tackle, power tendency. So many good offensive and defensive linemen in this recruiting class. And good outside linebackers who are going to play on the line with quick jump as well. Jalen Majay, the free safety zone tendency with 94 speed and house call. House call is so important if you want interceptions. So, yeah, we're going to get him. Ron Pounds and defensive tackle power rusher. What a name. Ron Pounds, right? He pounds on the defensive side, or he pounds on the offensive side. He crushes offenses, right? And then George... I don't know how to pronounce George's last name. A right end power rusher. This one we just added to the list, right? Yeah, Michigan wants them, and they're probably going to get them. I don't know. We can't hard sell yet, but I do want them. We can't hard sell here. Ron Pounds is new. Yeah, a couple of these we just added on. And Larry Smythe, a 4-star gem defensive run stopper. I know we have so many defensive tackles coming in. Probably too many. I am probably already getting a little carried away, everybody. And everybody probably shook their head, yes. And we're going to have excess hours that we're not going to use. I do kind of want to go after, see if we can see a generational talent kicker. I know that sounds wild, but We found a generational talent punter, a great punter, and I kind of want to get a great kicker. And look at this. We can hard sell already on Devin Brent. Another right tackle. You can never have too many right tackles developing. Now, in the next game, I hope they do make it, though. I definitely want them to add some type of NIL. And also, especially the Road to Glory. Now, in this, I do think they need to make transfers happen more frequently. Teams should not... This team right here. Should we have been able to create this powerhouse team? No, because the big success of this team is because our players were okay with sitting on the bench and developing. Which, now, that was the case before the transfer era of college football, right? And the NIL era. But you can't do that anymore. Players want to play. Like, they're going to leave. They don't want to sit and develop on the bench. Some of them do, but very rarely do they want to. Like, think of a talent like Arch Manning. Arch Manning is one of the rare few who would be okay at sitting on the bench for as long as he has, right? So Arch Manning is an example. There's a few other ones, but most of the time, players want to play, and they're in a rush to play right away. Like, they want to play, and it's forever changed college football because of that. But what I'm getting at is we should not be able to do what we do in this game, having players develop for as long as they do, because although you do have players stay, don't get me wrong, there should be a higher frequency of players transferring out. And no, not Dan Honeycutt. I know you're like, well, what about Dan Honeycutt? No, there is no transferring Dan Honeycutt. Okay, so now we have 325 hours. We don't need anything left in this recruiting class. We've got everything we need. So now we're just kind of going after, whatever we want. We could go after speedy receivers, even though I probably shouldn't. We could go after a generational talent kicker. And look at this recruiting class. Georgia, number 2 with 9 4-star. We have 8 5-star and 4 4-star. Okay, but yeah, let's go to the prospect list, and maybe let's actually look at kickers. Let's go to top prospects of the kicking position, and let's see what we got. Let's just add them all. Power tendency. Because you all are right. I don't really go after a kicker and try to look for generational talent, like a really good kicker. And yeah, I'm going to do it for you all. We don't really need anything else, so why not? Okay, let's see. It does cost a lot to recruit kickers, doesn't it? Because I don't have any recruiting. Oh, my. Okay. Well, that was easy. 89 kick. I want to see better perks, though. He's not great. Rashad Cruz. He has Road Dog. Platinum? Oh, a bus, though. Platinum Road Dog and a bus? That is so disappointing. Wow, he has great composure, right? But that is heartbreaking. No. Removed from the list. John Royer, a power tendency. That's what I like to see. I want to see 99 power. Mega leg? Winning time bust. You're kidding. Which I honestly think is fine with a kicker. Right? But I want to get lucky with like an elite development kicker. We got an elite development punter, right? I'm pretty sure he was. Clutch kicker. And not good kick power accuracy, though. Not the generational talent we're looking for. Come on. One of these has to be a generational talent. Micah Lawrence. Power tendency. Be the one. Nope. We may have to keep recruiting next week. For now, we go after Russie. Mega leg. Okay, you have my attention. Odin. Tyrese Odin. What a cool name. Scott Russie. It doesn't have good enough abilities. I don't think I'm going to go after him yet. I think Tyrese Odin might be the one. Mega leg and winning time. So, yeah, there's the recruiting for the week. We got 22 prospects that we're going after right now. We've locked in 12 already, which is amazing. Like, we're lucky we did. We're an elite recruiter. We have good coaching staff, and we've maxed out most of our elite recruiter. And we still have more ways to go with Ryan Gamer as head coach. We're level 35. But what a game, everybody. That's what we needed. I love this game so much. Thank you for being a part of it. Let's go ahead and advance the week here and just see how the top 25 shapes up with our ranking. And then, of course, next week, I will keep it going. Now, I will keep this series going on Saturdays. It was Saturday mornings. I think I might start posting them Saturday afternoons around 1. We'll see. I might post a golf video in the morning because there's a new season starting for what's called TGC Tours. It's like the online competitive PGA 2K kind of setting, right? So might play those on Saturday mornings and then post the football episodes on Saturday afternoons. We'll see. I do want to keep the series going on Saturdays though. Championship could wait. All right. Yeah, what can we say? The College Football Committee loves the Kentucky Wildcats. SEC Player of the Week again for Dan Honeycutt. Did you all see that? Wait, it said okay, never mind. We're number 1 championship contender. That's different. It's not saying we're number 1 in the nation. We moved up to number 9. I almost said 19. Not moved up to 19. We moved up to 9, and Vandy is coming into Lexington, Kentucky, a rivalry matchup. You cannot overlook this Vandy team. I mean, it is not going to be an easy matchup. I know it should be, right? You take a look at the statistics. It is a home game. We should be able to beat them just like we did at FAU. But anything can happen. I do want to point out, if we lose this game, our chance of the college football playoffs, or any other game this year, our chance of the college football playoffs are very slim. So, yeah, it's going to be a battle. And I love the format of the series, so hopefully you all still like the format. I know these Dynasty episodes are longer, but it's about the storylines to me. If I just played the games and didn't show any of the other part, just edited right through that, if I just played the games, it loses the Dynasty feel. So I know these videos are long, it's long form content, and I know long form content is kind of on the way out on YouTube, right? But I love creating this long form type content. I don't like cutting stuff out, and that's why I put timestamps for you all. And I am trying to decide how I'm going to do the Dynasty series for College Football 26. I like this format, but I realize it's long. But yeah, I may have to make some changes to it. I still don't want to cut anything out. But yeah, you'll have to let me know. Do you like this long form content? Would you like to see it shorter? You know, this is the format I prefer here on the channel. I want to keep long form content on YouTube going for sports games. I know these, yeah, I know they're long, but I love this format. Going over the top 25, the matchup preview, the Heisman watch. It's about the storylines, going over the top stories, the upsets, right? That makes it a dynasty. And in the career modes, I do the same thing on the channel, you know, with the storylines and talk about what's going on in the league. I think that's so important than just playing the games. But I would be interested in seeing your all's thoughts on that. And I understand that when the new game comes out, if I make them a little bit shorter, it's going to be much better for the YouTube algorithm. I know my long form content is usually not great for the YouTube algorithm. So yeah, I may have to make some adjustments. We'll see. But yeah, thank you all for watching this to the end. If you got some enjoyment, drop a like. It really helps. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, have a fantastic day, everybody.